I can't do this. You
It's
can.
about time.
Wait, you know what I do?
It's like a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, turn your Bluetooth on. Is it on?
Oh shit, I just locked the door and unlocked the door. Baba, move. Yo, I love the rain. I love the rain. And apparently this phone is waterproof. Oh my golly, it's just pouring and snowing. Yes. I can taste the rainbow. Dude, this camera is fucking insane, man. Holy shit, look at the fucking sunset. Sweet. iPhone Pro, motherfuckers. God damn.
Gabrielle.
Oh, Piggy. Hi, Piggy.
She gets so happy to see. I sent the picture of you and Morgan to her, and she sent them to Morgan. And Morgan's like, "Oh my god!"
Piggy. What about a kiki freaky? Ooh. Yeah, Piggy? Yeah. I know, Piggy. Baba. I know, you just wanted to snuggle in the bed. I know. Oh my god, you're so big. I know. Baba, you're. Oh my god.
Put it in that damn circle. Put that bitch in that circle. Or basket.
You're a wildlife animal. You're a wildlife.
Okay, and in
What are you
about
gonna
a
do to
couple
me?
of
What are you
minutes, give it
gonna?
about a
What are
full
you
minute,
gonna do?
And it'll give you a realistic
Baba.
estimate of how long it is.
Baba, come here.
It's already there.
Come here. Wow.
Like my example.
What you gonna
says
do
42
about?
words.
Baba, come here. Come here.
That I did on mine. Okay, now the next thing I
Can
want
you
you
just
to do
relax?
is it's there, right?
Relax.
Okay, I would
This is a
like
piggy
you
for you. Can I just show you how big his lips are?
I gotta cancel my upload. Okay, here we go. Yeah, let me go to my.
Why are you so silly? Why are you so silly? Free Willy. No, you little hippo. You're a little hippo.
Dots, draw.
You see the tail wagging?
Okay, so what I want you to
Yeah, you
do
little hippo.
is I want you to go to.
Like my Zoom is so good. I just got the dribble of chest.
This goes to girlfriend's pad.
Yep.
In the closet.
Thank you. It's so great. So cute.
Part, and it had like 4 different sections.
I think we got that at Costco.
We're gonna make a fairy garden.
Oh yeah, because now we have a garage, we could put some kind of laundry
But
thing.
Got a bunch
we
of
had a
people.
laundry cart.
I'm gonna start with my Herbalife Nutrition Party. I got the healthy meal this morning. And the protein drink mix.
Drop-in laundry bags.
Got a little bit of that. Oh, there's my scraps.
For getting into the nutrients and the products, the theme, which I love, you touched on, is this is what we've had. Herbalife has had this for 40 years, okay? So we've had great products which support immune function. This is nothing new, but we just want people to understand, especially as people are getting questions in these times, right? These recent times. So there you have it. Many of you have seen this. If you're a relatively new distributor, you understand, you've probably seen the product catalog, you understand the global nutrition philosophy. Very simply, if you're brand new, you don't know, if you've never heard that, it's simply Herbalife's reference. It's our recommendations for how you eat, how you exercise, Michael just said that, how you do all these things that you see in these bubbles. So in fact, when people lose just 10% of their lean muscle mass, immune function is compromised, and it's easier to get sick from those invading pathogens and, common things like coughs, colds. So it's very important that we're supporting our immune function through supporting lean muscle mass. So here you have our protein-based products in Herbalife, which support lean muscle. And of course, we're not just talking about Herbalife.225 supporting lean muscle. When you see Samantha and Dr. Dana and everyone talking about sports, it's really about basic nutrition, as you were just saying, Michael, you were alluding to. So our protein drink mix, our Formula One, the bars, all the PPP, which is such a essential product. So all these things help support protein, and you can't have protein manufactured in the body. We must eat it every day, and there's a government minimum that is recommended in just about every single country. Now, real quickly, we're not going to make this complicated. If you have a customer and you're trying to figure out how much protein they need, just take their weight. You can do their weight in kilograms and just match it by 1. So if I'm 100 kilos, I need about 100 grams. That's baseline, okay? But let's take a look at Formula One here. Now, many of you have your product catalogs. Michael and I were discussing all the great information that's in the product catalog, and you may have your Formula One container right there with you. You're going to see a lot of this information, but Michael and I do want to highlight a few things. 17 to 24 grams of high quality protein, depending on how you make your shake. That satisfies hunger, that's going to support your lean muscle mass, and that's going to support your immune system, okay? Now, Michael, I know there's some particular things on this slide that you wanted to call out that I really think is important as it relates to immune function. I know we were talking earlier about Formula One, and you said something that was really interesting as it relates to sugar.
Yeah, well, I just think it's important. I mean, the bullet point there is suitable for diabetics, but our healthy meal, and certainly paired with the protein drink mix, is considered by government standards to be low glycemic index. A low GI meal or meal replacement. And in today's society, I think it's important that we all recognize that, because oftentimes we'll get questions about our levels of sugars and how that impacts the body. And so, listen, by the standards, it is safe. And then I love the bullet point that it's suitable for diabetics, which is really a key thing in today's world.
It's really important, Michael. And as we're discussing immune function right now in protein, it's crucial. Making sure your sugar stays within the normal range is a really important thing we do in the world of nutrition and medicine to keep immune function healthy. So not only is it great just for talking about people who have sugar issues, it's really important for optimal immune function. So I love that you pointed that out, and it's very important to talk about. Okay, so we love Formula One. Next slide, please. Okay, so we're still talking about the major macronutrients that are in the products, right? And in our food. We've discussed protein, essential. You've got to eat it every day. Now, healthy fats. Now, this is important because for many years, people have thought that fats are unnecessary or that we should avoid fats. Fats are essential because every cell in your body, in the cell membrane, you need healthy fats. You need fats to make up those cell membranes, and you need fats for a lot of parts of your tissue, your organ system. So fats are important. The problem is, and this is, Michael, what I wanted to get into with you, because I know you like the holistic approach with nutrition. Historically, we humans have eaten fats in very important ratios. We call it a 1-to-1 ratio. And there's a fat called an omega-3, which you see on this slide, and there's a fat called omega-6, okay? They're both essential, and they're in these foods that you see on the slide. We usually need them in a 1-to-1 ratio. The problem with the modern diet, the pizzas, the sodas, all the things we talked about, the hot dogs and hamburgers, the omega-6 ratio is about 20 or 30 to 1, promoting inflammation, disturbing the immune system, making it easier for those pathogens to enter the body and wreak havoc. So what we want to do is drop that ratio from omega-6 so it's closer to 1-to-1 or even a 3-to-1. And guess what does that? When we're on the Herbalife program, there's very low omega-6s, and we move the omega-3s up. So, Michael, do you like this concept of ratio balancing?
And we were talking earlier, this simplicity of literally introducing the Herbalife, core nutrition program, right, to anybody's diet. And if you're taking out certain things that are high in the omega-6s, there's going to be a certain amount of natural balance of your 6s and your 3s. Will it be perfect? No. Okay. You've got to be able to, be mindful to have higher in the omega-3s than you do in the omega-6s. But, I imagine that keeping inflammation down could impact in a positive way immunity.
Absolutely.
That's fair to say.
You're spot on there, Michael. And, when I first joined the company, Dr. Heber, who is big, a lot of his research at UCLA was in inflammatory fats, as you're mentioning, in the abdomen, in the belly. So he would take, his students would take these cells in the belly, they would look at these omega-6 inflammatory fats, they were driven by omega-6, and they would try and figure out how to stop the inflammation. Anyway, the point is, when I joined the company, Dr. Heber told me one of the most amazing things about Herbalife products, Mark Hughes and the founders did not put omega-6 in the products. I mean, there's a trace little amounts. So he was suggesting to me one of the major things that he couldn't get over is when people get on Herbalife, when they're throwing out the hamburgers and fries, they immediately drop the omega-6. They're in this amazing ratio. Immune function is driven strong. So this is a really key thing that we don't discuss often.
Beautiful.
Okay, so you'll notice on the slide, so I think we made those points. Now, not only do we drop the omega-6, we want to increase the omega-3s. A lot of people are eating, their fish, ocean-caught fish several times a week. They're getting their omega-3s, let's say from chia, from flax, from different, let's say, vegetarian sources. Those are good. Using the fish source, the marine fish sources are a little better sometimes because they're better absorbed. Any way you're getting your omega-3s is great. Of course, we have Herbalife line and we have Tri-Shield. Fantastic ways to get your omega-3s because they're long chain fats, very well absorbed, and they help support immune function. Okay, so I wanted to make the point, we've got the protein and we've got the healthy fats supporting immune function.
What's really great, just real quick, is that I'm so proud to be not only on the products as long as I've been, but proud to be an Herbalife nutrition distributor because, as an example, Herbalife line's been in the product line since 1982. It's not just like, oh, here's the new thing, let's do that. I don't know. It's just, I love our company. Back to you.
And it's true, Michael. And in many populations, researchers would look at people around the world who ate a lot of omega-3s, and they thought for many years, well, maybe it actually weakens the immune system. Quite the contrary. New research has found out omega-3s actually strengthen the immune system. So just as Mark Hughes may have known back in the 1980s, is a key component of the global nutrition philosophy. Okay, so healthy fats maintain normal blood pressure. You notice that the triglycerides, they're great claims that we can make. Now, we're getting into the third part of the macronutrient, the big nutrients. Carbohydrates are often sort of in these bacteria, when they have good gut bacteria, it actually supports the immune function. And that's what simply probiotic is. Okay, it's actually a way to get the good, to replace some of the good gut bacteria to help support immune function. So that's why we actually wanted to put it in here with active fiber complex, because we're discussing the gut microbiome, that modulation of the immune function.
Super smart.
Yeah, it's great stuff. You guys, I know everyone reads about microbiome.
Yeah, hey, Ruben, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, we can hear you.
I'm gonna stay off the camera because I was writing down a whole lot of things and I wanna make sure I give the proper information on some of the questions, especially the folks who were asking about some of the products being out of stock and when those will be back in, so that I want to give those very specific details perfectly. But one of the big questions that has been coming in, and I've answered it a couple of different times, but I want to make sure everybody's able to hear it, and that is, are we able to take all 4 of these products combined? And so there's sort of a very direct answer here, but I want to also clarify. All 4 of the immunity products that we have currently, they contain different ingredients and claims, and they may be taken together per their individual directions. However, we should be very clear, there's no studies that have been conducted to show additional benefits when they are combined. But yes, safe to take together. Now, making sure that's safe for children. Fact is, the immunity products were not formulated to be consumed by children. And then the other question was, are these products safe to consume for pregnant women? And as always, with any of the products, especially dietary supplements, if you are pregnant or nursing, please seek professional medical advice before taking immunity essentials. And then lastly, I think this is what most people are most concerned about, and that is stock. So Ruben, do you mind if I go into where we're at with due to the high level of sales that we're seeing?
Yeah, I think that's a great time for us to just share some things before we give it back to Luigi and Michael.
Perfect. Yeah, I thought it would be important to cover these couple that I kept seeing come through before people may have to drop off. So, okay, so currently the Immunity Essentials, it is out of stock in LA and Memphis. We have very limited quantity, maybe about 3 days left worth. However, we should be having quantity back in stock to unblock by Monday, which is the 23rd, possibly before. And we do have that posted online currently that we're expecting it on March 23rd, Monday. But we have additional supply following purchase to 1 unit within a 7-day period for US and 2 in PR in Puerto Rico. Dallas is out of stock with supply arriving early April, and Puerto Rico is out of stock, supply arriving next week as well. Best Defense. We are out of stock at some of the QRCs, DePlain, Bronx, New Jersey, Phoenix, Miami, all of which should be arriving for replenishment end of this week or next week. The restriction on Best Defense is 3 units for both US and Puerto Rico. Shazandra, that is out of stock in Memphis and Phoenix. However, ETA was expected today. See that turn around quickly. That is being restricted to 2 units for the US. And then basically the same thing with Rose Guard. It will be restricted to 2 units for US. It is out of stock in Phoenix as of right now, but again, due to arrive today. Lastly, these limitations will be reviewed and reduced or completely eliminated once we have confirmation of a steady supply of product. And I'll turn it back over to you, Ruben. I think those are probably the 2.
About specific products. We also want to get into exercise, stress management, relaxation, sleep, and socialization. And we're going to do that hopefully very soon on another call coming up. We're working with Ruben and Lisa and the team to get that together very quickly. So we're going to have that for you. Stay tuned. But we just want you to understand this was the first part of more to come, okay? And Michael, you were just always a phenomenal person to work with and an incredible host. Next slide. I'm gonna get to you. We're gonna finish with you, Michael. Don't worry. Okay, so wanted to finish with, this is our last slide, and I'm gonna have Michael sign off. I just first want to say thanks to all the distributors, preferred customers, everyone out there who's using Herbalife products, who's working hard to deliver on the mission of Mark Hughes and the commitment. And Michael, I'm going to let you finish and then kick it over to Ruben to sign off because you worked with Mark, and it's just so fitting that you sort of have the last words on this. But I want
this holistic approach to immune health. And thank you, everyone who just joined and had all your great questions submitted through the Q&A. Hope we were able to answer most.
Chef is playing shit. Such a fucking chef and ripped his freaking fingers. Broke them apart just to give a little extra love on the plate. Bubba! Here's your Bubba! Bubba! Oh, Bubba, come here. Ready? Are you ready? Bubba! Come here, Bubba! He's like, I'm getting you, Dad. Bubba, come here. Come here.